cookies. Let's talk about cookies. So we have said that HTTP is a request-response protocol. You send one request and only one request, and you get exactly one response in response. You don't send two and get one. It's one-to-one. So what that means is that the web server is processing every request independently. None of the requests are linked to each other by default. Every request is independent. So if you send a bunch of requests, the web server processes your requests one by one, but it doesn't remember your previous request, and it doesn't predict your future requests. All of your requests are considered totally independent. Now, on the original web, this was totally fine. So if you think about Web 1.0, where we were just serving PDFs and images, that's no problem. If you want to request the same image 10 times, every request for the image is independent. And if different users want to request different images or different PDF files, all of those are totally independent requests, and there's no need for any of them to be correlated with each other. The web server just processes each one at a time. That's totally fine. It works. But on the modern internet, you often want the responses to be different depending on the specific request. So for example, if I enable dark mode on a website, I want my future requests to the website to also return dark mode versions of the website. So the website that comes back, the HTML and the CSS formatting, it should all use dark colors because I switched to dark mode. It would be very annoying if I had to click the dark mode button every single time I request a new website. Instead, I want to somehow remember that dark mode is enabled for me so that all my future requests use dark mode. And the other example we saw is that if you log into a website and you request the website a second time, you should still be logged in. You don't want to have to log in every single time because that's very tedious. So more generally, the responses should be customized to us, the user, depending on some of our previous requests. I requested dark mode yesterday, so I still want it today. And I logged in yesterday, so I want to be logged in today. So we need our requests and responses to be correlated, so we have to add extra functionality to enable this feature. So the functionality we will add is something called a cookie. It's just a little piece of data, and the data lets you maintain state across multiple requests. So this will probably make more sense if we show you how it works. So the way this works is, first, there's a process of creating cookies. Now, who can create cookies? The server can make a cookie and send it back to you, or you, the browser, can make your own cookie. So cookies can be created on both sides, and the cookie encodes a little bit of state that we want the server and the browser to remember. So for example, the cookie might say, I want to use dark mode. That's a piece of information you can put in a cookie. Or the cookie might say, I am this particular user, so please remember that it's me. That's something else you can put in a cookie, and we'll see a bunch of examples. So it's a little piece of data that can persist across multiple requests. Either the server or the browser can create it, but something important is that the cookies are stored by the browser. So remember, there are browsers, there are servers, and for the most part, cookies are stored by the web browser. That's who's responsible for storing cookies. And the cookie storage in your browser is sometimes called the cookie jar, which is kind of cute, but that's the name that they chose. So what that means is that in your browser right now, you can actually open up settings and ask the browser to show you your cookies, and you get this big list of all the cookies that you have currently stored. So it might say, I want dark mode, and I am currently logged into gmail.com. And on this different website, I want light mode, and so on and so forth. So your browser has a bunch of cookies representing the state that you want to remember across multiple requests. Now finally, the way that you use cookies, and this is how we persist state across requests, is we have the browser automatically attach cookies to every request that you make. So when you send a request to google.com, the browser goes through your cookie jar, it fishes out any relevant cookies for this request, and it attaches those cookies on the request to the server. So the server gets your HTTP request, but it also gets these automatically attached cookies that you pulled out of your cookie jar and sent along with the request. And the server can use those cookies to customize your response. So it reads the cookie and says, oh, this user wants dark mode, so I'll give them a dark website. Or it reads the cookie and says, I know who this is. This is the user with this specific email, so let me send them their specific emails. And I'm customizing the responses based on the user's cookies. And this also allows us to connect different requests, so the requests are no longer independent. The cookie is persisting across all the different requests because we are attaching the cookie on every single request. So that's how you use cookies. And coming up next, we'll look at some specific examples.